Alright, well, I know it's been a while since I've done anything to this radio, and I'm not going to do anything to it tonight because it's late. It's already 3 in the morning here, but I will get started back on it tomorrow for sure. I've been doing a lot of work around the place. We closed on the house today, so the house is now ours. And I've been out here doing some wiring. I ran from the fuse box over here. I ran a wire up and across the ceiling over here, and run it down to this junction box down here and put an outlet in it and put one of those up on the top. And then I ran an extension from it over to one of these surge protector type things here. I know it can't hardly see the light on in it, but it's on. Now, don't worry about me overloading anything, because as many things as I do have plugged in, I very seldom have more than 1 or 2 things on at one time. That's like this over here. The only thing on in all this mess right now is the radio. One goes to a battery charger, one goes to the bench grinder, one goes to the radio. Let's see. I don't know where the 4th one is. Oh, one goes to this saw over here, I think. No, it's not even plugged in right now. I'll have to track down where that 4th one goes. But one is a heavy duty extension cord that runs over here to another box over here, where I can run my chop saw there, miter saw, whatever you want to call it. And I put a big old patent fan in here so I can get some air circulation. Now I know it still looks filthy in here, and I've been cleaning and whatnot, but this place is a spider's paradise now. All you gotta do, just look around in here. All the spider webs, I can clean all them off, and 2 weeks later it'll look just like that again. Old dead bugs everywhere. I must have got too close. Funny, the camera gave it interference, the fluorescent lights don't. Go figure. There's the cabinet over there, still waiting to be washed, and started refinishing it. I say it took me a while to get everything all transitioned and transferred and plugged up and everything else. I say we do have power. There's the we do have power over here. Well, you can tell that from the light being on there, but and got variac power. I got the isolation transformer plugged into the variac. We're all set to go. Like I say, I've been out here just kindly messing with this and getting it ready to go again. The weather has finally cooled. Finally. I can sit out here for hours now and not be bothered with 90-degree heat. Look at here. Up in Canton, Indiana. And with the fluorescent lights on, that little radio, that little Sony is amazing. That's WSM down in Nashville. Don't want to get a hit off of it, so I'll just go ahead and turn it down and turn it off. No, I'll say I've been busy doing a lot of stuff here lately. I got had to paint the utility room, and we painted the ceiling in there, and I put a new storm door on the back, and so I got this wiring job done here. I say I'm just ready to get on with things now. Let me pause this. I also remembered to tell you that I picked up 2 new radios here over the past weekend. They're both inside the house. I'm not going to film them right now. I may film them tomorrow here and then do a teardown on one of them at least anyway, for too long, after I get this radio here done. But I picked up a 1959 or 60 Zenith C725C, and I picked up a 1961 Magnavox Grand Classic. Now, when I ordered those, I did not realize that Magnavox was as big as it was. I thought it was a little table radio like that Sony or the Zenith or something like that, but this thing is not. In the pictures, it looks like a table radio, but it's about 2 foot wide. About that wide. And it weighs about, I'd guesstimate at least 25, if not 30 pounds. And I'm going to assume that it has been regularly maintained, having the caps and whatnot replaced on it, for the simple reason that there's no static in the volume control pots, there's no hum to it. There's the tuning and the tone control and everything works like it was new. I was amazed because I only gave, I think, maybe $10 for it on eBay. The cabinet looks to be in great shape. There's a little spot on the top there that could use some Old English scratch cover or something like that to get it back to the same color as all the rest of the walnut cabinet on it. Now, the other radio, the Zenith, its volume control pot could stand a good cleaning on it. The tone control knob on it just spins freely. I don't know what to do about that. It's just almost an infinite spin to the thing. You just keep turning it and turning it. It doesn't really have any hum to speak of, but I'm sure that it hasn't been maintained. So I'm going to go in eventually and change all the capacitors on it. I definitely want to check. It's got one of them selenium rectifiers in it, so that's got to be changed. Really, both of them do play well, considering. I say the Magnavox plays great, but the Zenith, it plays good. Like I say, it can use some work. I'm using it right now for my bedroom radio, and it picks up. But both of them are AM and FM, and just the FM antenna and the power cord on the Zenith works fine. Now the Magnavox probably has an antenna like that as well, but I went on ahead and put a dipole antenna on it like this old Sony in here, set of rabbit ears. But I've got me ordered a antenna mast to mount to the side of the house and an omnidirectional antenna, because there are several stations I'd like to be able to pick up, but these little rabbit ears just won't quite do the job. There's one station I grew up listening to, WAKY 790, down in Louisville, Kentucky. They have since switched to FM, and it's now 103.5. They got rid of the AM station of it, but it plays a lot of oldies and whatnot, and that's kind of what I grew up on, was that station. So I can pick it up in the truck here. Barely. I get 2 or 3 miles down the road and it starts coming in good, and you can pick it up from there all the way down, well past Elizabethtown, Kentucky, clear down to Litchfield. But I just can't quite get it here, so I'm hoping that antenna will do the job for me. When I film those 2 radios tomorrow, just give an overview of them. I know the camera, you can't really reproduce the sound that they make, that the radios make, because of course YouTube has its own set volume and whatnot. But the sound from that Magnavox to me is amazing. I'd stack it up against any radio of that time period, and a lot better. It sounds a lot better than a lot of radios that come out today. Well, I reckon this is Gary signing off.